Nutrition. Again, we could do another whole, video around what nutrition the child needs. I'm not a nutritionist, so I'd encourage you, if you want to know more about that, to actively seek out. There's lots of people out there with that knowledge. Really, I just want to alert you to the huge significance of sugar on your child's diet. So the average child by the time we start school now at 5 has consumed as much sugar as his great-grandfather did in his entire lifetime. The brain just doesn't, well, that's by the age of 5, but the human system has not got the ability to cope with that much increase in sugar in such a short space of time. I mean, alcohol's bad for your brain, nicotine, the smoking's bad for your brain, there's bad things about coffee for your brain. But all of those things humans have been having for thousands of years. So we've actually evolved receptors in the brain. You've got receptors in the brain for alcohol, receptors in the brain for caffeine. What that means is that you are protected from most of the damage of those things by the receptors. There aren't receptors in your brain for refined sugar. We've been having refined sugar since Queen Elizabeth I's days, about 300 years ago. 300 years is not enough time for the brain to evolve to that, so there's no receptors for that. That means sugar is incredibly damaging to the child's brain. And sugar isn't everything. The healthy yogurt that you're putting in the lunch is full of sugar. So if you're thinking about your child reaching their full potential and you want to know just generally from a nutrition point of view, then really the big baddie to avoid is sugar. Processed, refined sugar arouses the human stress response system, it arouses the HPA axis, it arouses your brainstem. All of that is disengaging your child's frontal cortex. So generally you could pretty safely say the more sugar they've got in their system, probably the dumber they are. So it's hard to avoid all sugar at all, but just keep that in mind. The more sugar that your child has throughout their childhood, the less they are likely to reach their potential. So this is not so much sugars in fruits and stuff, fructose, we have got receptors for that. We've had fruit for obviously a long time, but not refined sugar, not white sugar. So nutrition-wise, avoid the white devil. Kia ora whanau.